What about noise?
Noise.
It's probably one of the first thing I thought about.
Yeah.
As an acoustician,
Of course.
But, Did you speak to the council on their regulations they would want to apply, or their criteria and conditions?
Right.
And also, do you have to do a planning application to have your boats permanently somewhere in Canary Wharf, operating a venue?
Okay, so we have to get licenses for the activities that we're planning on doing. It's a multifactorial thing, but obviously noise is a part of it. Mm-hmm. Even apart from not annoying the neighbours, the acoustics are quite significant to what we can do in the space. Mm-hmm. And obviously, as an acoustician yourself, you must have had major alarm bells thinking, okay, we've got a 50 metre by 7 metre giant metal tube. How on earth is that going to work acoustically? And so on this ship, on the one that we're in, we've done quite a lot of work on the acoustics, on sort of dampening the resonance and reflectivity of the material. And again, on the new one, we've got similar tension to the one I spoke about with fire exits, where we've got something that's really beautiful. We've got this old industrial space, and the more we do to it, the more we take away from that experience of an original space and an original ship. And it's amazing stepping into it. It's a huge sort of cavern, and it's got this whale boning of these riveted steel ribs all of the way down.
You'll have to send some pictures about that as well.
I will do. And it's really, really beautiful, and it immediately communicates both what the purpose of these vessels was, but also then what the purpose of this area was and the purpose of these docks. So what we broadly decided is to split the programming across the two ships in a way that works with their different features. Yeah. So this one, which is much more acoustically insulated, we have for cinema screenings and for rehearsals, for anything where the sound is going to be really critical. And then the other one we have as a much more installation space. Yeah. And where we do have acoustic work, we're trying to turn the acoustic properties into an advantage rather than a disadvantage. Yeah. So we've got some really exciting stuff planned. We're working with an artist called Disinformation, and he's going to be bolting huge sort of 1.5 kilowatt sonic transducers onto the ribs of the ship. Nice. And that'll turn that'll basically vibrate the shell plating and turn it into a big speaker diaphragm. Yeah. And so you'll hear the fabric of the ship, and you'll hear the resonance of the space as you move through it, and the way so as you walk through, the sound hits you in different ways depending on where it's reflecting from, and so you get this auditory map of a physical space.
What? How is it called? The system?
The artist. The system. The sonic transducers. Okay. So it's just a little. It's like the element in the middle of the speaker.
Like a vibrating material that you stick. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the kind of thing we can never do in an acoustically insulated space. Mm. So we're trying to see it. We're trying to find the opportunities in it, rather than treat it as an automatic disadvantage.
Yeah, because obviously the way we do it is to create a box. Yeah, I would say the first thing that springs to my mind is you're going to have to isolate the theatre or the auditorium. Yeah. From noise spilling out. Yeah. And therefore you need to create a box. And that destroys completely the look and the design you would want.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't have as long as you don't have flats 2 meters away from you. Yeah. You should be okay.
So the area where we're most likely to be operating most of the time is it's a commercial district. So there's very little residents nearby. You're less likely to have but we're also not planning to do anything particularly noisy. Yeah. So what we have found on the ships is there's much more of a problem of noise leaking in than noise leaking out. Yeah. So this property of reflectivity actually contains all of the sound. Yeah. But it makes it quite permeable from the outside.
Yeah.